Mapping Inequality, Redlining, and New Deal America study focus on Fresno, California. Slide 2. I chose the city of Fresno, California. My grandfather was born there, and it is a place I have driven through many times. A photograph from the 1880s shows Fresno Station, the stop on the Southern Pacific Railroad around which the city would develop. Slide 3. Map of the city of Fresno, California. Slide 4. Demographics. There were very detailed demographics about people of all different races. I just included the many population figures here because the list was extensive. The population's gender split was nearly equal, with about 508,000 men to just a slightly fewer women. There was a wealth of detail and information about age, characteristics, demographics of different parts of the population. Those are all indicators of a fairly high percentage of people living in levels of poverty. And I've been through this area, and it is primarily industry and agriculture. And often the air is a haze of chemical sprays, so foggy from pollution that it's hard to see and hard to breathe there. Amazingly, the price of the average home is around $350,000, and home values have risen 6% over the last 2 years. Slide 5. This is the data on the area of Environmental Protection Agency Registry of the U.S.'s most toxic states. I looked up Fresno's neighborhood, and there were correlations between hazard sites and HOLC redlining neighborhoods. Slide 6. I found reading the Bates article, 2018, very informative, as it mapped the progress and development of Fresno from the 1950s and cited how lines had been drawn and things like Highway 99 and the railroads that developed poor and wealthy areas, and showed photos of how this had developed. Sadly, this still remains true today, and even though there has been laws made to attempt to equal this out, inequality and minority populations still live in marginalized areas, the same as they have since the early 1950s, which follows the example of this. Data has remained steady over all these years and is the same in contemporary times as described in the U.S. Census Bureau. All of the earlier listings are listed as Superfund sites, and I found that at least somewhat encouraging, and that a number of these sites were located in the same or in close proximity to some of the redlining neighborhoods. And this can help to support development and equalize the city and develop greater opportunities like what was listed in What Makes a Great Difference, with some parks, green spaces, community and social opportunities, and more. This case example, which is similar in many ways to Warren County, NC. Example from our class materials this week, mirrors and marginalized victims of environmental justice. Slide 7. As this was a more community and less individual focused topic, I wanted to consider that steps in the community of Fresno that has taken or could take to facilitate change and putting change agent skills into practice. Some suggestions that I have for the community: setting realistic and clearly defined goals and objectives, seeing the big picture and larger goals to understand the need for system change, which it sounds like they're working on and making progress towards. I have insight about historical situations. Set the stage for injustice and work to address it. Use collaboration with local agencies to help improve the EJ issue. Analyze power structure of inequality. Involve others, inspire and excite participants to get supported, to support the community. Work with the agency link. To develop and support affordable housing and equitable home options. Reflect on the ways to improve and change. Take into consideration with respect and different socioeconomic levels and issues that might be hindrances to the environmental justice. Slide 3. Here's my reference